You know the drill, right? Go to school, land a good job, save up, and maybe, just maybe, you can retire in like 40 or 50 years. But what if that whole roadmap is just wrong? What if there's a totally different path, a financial fast lane that isn't about working harder, but about working way, way smarter? Okay, let's dive in and really explore this framework for breaking free from that old model.
So let's just start with the one question that gets right to the heart of all this. Are you trapped trading your time for money? I mean, really think about it. Is your income directly tied to the hours you punch on a clock? If you stop working, does the money stop flowing? Look, that's the default setting for almost everyone, but it's a trap, and it puts a hard ceiling on your potential and your freedom. Today, we're going to talk about how to shatter that link.
So to even understand the solution, we first have to get crystal clear on the problem. And the problem is what our source material here calls the slow lane. This is that conventional path, the one we're all told is the safe, responsible choice. But as we're about to see, that safety comes at a really steep price.
This slide just lays it all out. The two completely opposing philosophies. Over on the left, you've got the slow lane. This is where you're basically renting out your life in hourly chunks. Your wealth, it depends on other people, your boss, the stock market. And it's fundamentally chained to the clock. There are only 24 hours in a day. Now look at the right, the fast lane. It's a total paradigm shift. It's not about your time, it's about building systems that create wealth on their own.
Let's break down this whole lack of control thing, because in the slow lane, it's absolutely everywhere. Your boss, not you, decides your salary and your raise no matter how much value you bring. That 401k you're counting on, its value gets tossed around by a volatile market that you can't influence at all. The rules of the game, like taxes and regulations, are set by governments. And then there's the biggest constraint of all, time itself. You just cannot work more hours than exist in a day, which puts a hard, unbreachable ceiling on how much you can ever earn.
This passenger analogy just perfectly captures the feeling. Imagine you're on a bus. Sure, you can look out the window, maybe enjoy the view, but you have zero, and I mean zero, say in where this bus is actually going. The driver, who represents your boss, the economy, the market, is the one in charge. If they hit traffic, take a wrong turn, or just decide to pull over, you're just along for the ride. The slow lane is basically a life lived from the passenger seat.
So if the slow lane is the problem, how in the world do you get off the bus? Well, it doesn't start with some new business idea. It starts with a huge mental shift. You have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like a producer. This right here is the absolute turning point, what we call the producer mindset shift. This quote is everything. We hear it all the time, right? Follow your passion. But the stone-cold truth is the market couldn't care less about your passion. It doesn't care about your dreams. What it has are problems, needs, pain points, things that aren't working well. And it pays, and pays really well for the solutions. Your passion is way more likely to follow your success and mastery, not the other way around. The producer mindset starts by looking outward for problems, not inward at your hobbies. This simple switch in the question you ask yourself is the entire engine of the producer mindset. How can I earn more? That question keeps you stuck in the slow lane. It leads you to ask for a raise or work more overtime. You're still just trading time for money. But when you ask, how can I create more value? Everything changes. You start looking for needs, for ways to help people, for problems you can solve. And when you do that, money becomes a natural byproduct of the value you've created. And this analogy just nails the long-term perspective. See, most people are consumers. They get their paycheck, their seeds, and they eat them right away. But a producer? They look at those seeds and see something completely different. They see the potential for a whole orchard. They're willing to do the tough, thankless work of planting and watering, investing their energy up front because they know that one day that orchard is going to produce so much fruit they'll never have to worry about seeds ever again. It's all about delaying gratification for a massive payoff later. Okay, so we've made the mindset shift. We're not consumers anymore, we're producers. Now for the nuts and bolts. How do you actually build that orchard? This section is all about the architecture, the actual mechanics of building a system that can create wealth on a massive scale. And here it is, the core equation. Wealth isn't just about the value you provide. That's only half of it. The other crucial half is scale. How many people you can reach with that value. You could be the absolute best doctor in the world, but if you're only helping one patient at a time, your impact and your income is severely limited. The fast lane is all about multiplying your value through scale. This analogy makes the idea of scale totally unforgettable. Think about a super talented stage actor.
to get paid, they have to physically show up and perform night after night after night. Their reach is limited to the number of seats in that one single theater. That's labor. Now think about a filmmaker. They do the really hard work once. They create the movie. But that one piece of work can then be scaled almost infinitely, shown in thousands of theaters to millions of people, all at the exact same time. The filmmaker broke the link between their effort and their reach. That's the power of scale.
So how do you build your own movie? Well, it follows these pretty logical steps. First, find a need. What's a real problem out there you can solve? Second, build a system to solve it. This could be anything, a piece of software, an e-commerce store, a great piece of content, anything that isn't just you selling your hours. Third, you have to focus on scaling its reach. And fourth, the ultimate prize is that the system works to decouple your income from your time. The machine keeps working even when you aren't.
And this right here is the goal we're aiming for. A regular job is like carrying buckets of water. It's heavy, it's repetitive, and the second you stop carrying, the water stops flowing. A fast lane system is a pipeline. Now, building that pipeline is incredibly hard work up front, way harder than just carrying one bucket. But once it's built, that value flows continuously, whether you're standing there or not. This is the absolute essence of decoupling your time from your income.
All right, so we've covered the mindset and we've covered the mechanics. So now let's talk about the destination. What does all of this actually lead to? It leads to the ultimate prize of the fast lane. Reclaiming total, absolute control over your life and your finances. It's about finally getting into the driver's seat. Let's go back to our vehicle analogy for a minute. The slow lane made you a passenger on a bus you didn't control, remember? Well, the fast lane makes you the driver of your own car. You're the one holding the steering wheel. You control the gas pedal. If you see a roadblock up ahead, or a better route, you have the power to change direction, instantly. You are no longer at the mercy of somebody else's plan. You set your own destination and you navigate your own journey.
And this control, it's not some abstract idea, it's tangible. It means you own the thing you create, the business, the product, the code. It means you get to decide the price and how to make it better so you can adapt to the market. It means you build it from day one so that it can grow without demanding more of your personal hours. And when you add all that up, you get the ultimate freedom. The freedom to reclaim your time, which is your most valuable and most finite asset.
So the crucial point is this. It all boils down to these three pillars. You have to create real value by solving a real problem. You have to leverage scale to get that value out to a massive audience. And you have to maintain control over the whole process. When you get all three of those things working together, true financial freedom stops being a dream. It becomes an engineered outcome.
And that brings us right to our final reflective question for you. Take a hard look at how you earn your living right now. Are you building a pipeline, a system that can deliver value even without your direct effort? Or are you still just carrying buckets, trading your very finite time for a finite wage? The answer to that question really determines which road you're on.